The founding of the North American Bigfoot Center was kind of a natural extension of my career in general. I was an elementary school teacher for 14 years before I was grabbed up by Discovery Networks and put on that TV show on Animal Planet. So after the show ended, it seemed to me like, well, I love museums, I love the subject, I love educating the public. It seems like the NABC, the North American Bigfoot Center, was a natural extension and a natural next step for my career. One of the cool things about having a locally oriented museum here in Boring, Oregon is that we get people in the shop every single week who have claimed to see Sasquatches. And since Bigfoots are in fact real animals, most of them probably have. So what we do to kind of show people that, yeah, sightings are ongoing, it still goes on. This map behind me is kind of one of the cool local exhibits that we have on display here at the North American Bigfoot Center. You see, skeptics who really have a lot of explaining to do and don't know the subject very well, they often come to me and say, well, how come people don't see them more? Well, how come they're not aware of the sightings that happen around locally? It might be a better question. And that's what we have on the board behind me. You see, here at the North American Bigfoot Center, we probably get between 3 and 5 sighting reports a week. Now, those aren't sightings that happened yesterday. A lot of them happened in back in '85 or in '97, I saw this. But we get a lot of stories here in the NABC. So when someone does share a very compelling story and either Connor, Melissa, or I, the 3 people who work here, believe them, we invite them to put a pin on the board. Every one of these pins back here represents a customer who have been in the shop here at the NABC, walked through this door, and shared a compelling Bigfoot sighting with us. These are not footprint finds, these are not bumps in the dark, these are not screams in the night from unidentified animals. These are clear Class A observations of Sasquatches. And there are many, many more out there besides these. It's hard to kind of narrow down the top 5 questions people have asked me about Bigfoot, but some kind of do stand out. The skeptics usually say, how come people don't see them more? So, well, how come you're not aware of them is a real question. Being on Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet for 9 years, a lot of people come in and say, have you found them yet? Well, define find for me, and we can get to the bottom of that question. Another real common question is, where are the bones? If Bigfoots are real, where are the bones? Well, if you know about ecology in the forest and how they recycle things, that's a pretty easy question to answer, and we have a whole display in the back room addressing that. I think probably another real common question is how'd you get into this? And of course my answer is I've always been a little weird but interested in science. And I guess the last thing that I guess people ask me is, does Renee believe yet? And I said, I don't know, you got to ask her.
It was bigger than a deer. I guess that makes it a squatch.
Renee is, of course, my colleague on Finding Bigfoot. She is the skeptical scientist on the show. She doesn't think Bigfoots are real, but she tagged along with us anyway. Good sport. I'm Cliff Barackman, owner and curator of the North American Bigfoot Center. Welcome to the shop.
How old are they? How old are these?
They're all 5. I'm sorry, they're 5, yes.
Oh,
okay.
They're all 3. Yeah, we're not good businessmen, we're just good men.
16 bucks for you.
Thanks for bringing them in. We appreciate it.